Steve, the last time we spoke, we were in the Atio and you said that the first step was promotion. Well, we've been promoted now. What next?
Well, next is to win our first game in the Premiership, but also just to get ourselves established. I think we're finding it's a steep learning curve. We got off to a good, reasonable start, I should say, against Quins at Twickenham. I think everybody felt pleased about that, and perhaps it was a game we should have won. Maybe it was an opportunity missed. But then we've been up against the likes of Northampton and Wasps, which we always knew were going to be tough. But I think they've been a little bit tougher than we thought they were going to be. But this is what it's all about. Is we got to adapt. We've got to get on with it, and I have confidence that over the course of the season we'll start to find our feet and pick up those points that we need.
You're a man who's been involved in professional sport for a long time, so you know how important it is to be patient, particularly through the challenging times, and that's key now, isn't it, for everyone to stick together?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a Bristol City story. When we first got promoted back into the Championship some time ago, when Gary Johnson was manager, and we went to Ipswich and we got beat 6-0, and we were attacking all the time, but we made mistakes. They broke away and they scored 6 times, so we got absolutely thrashed. But we came back from that, and I think you learn from those experiences. And we all know that the games we've had so far, a lot of the points we've conceded is because we made the mistake. And I think as the guys get more confidence, as they learn, the training kicks in, that they start to come through, and we just got to keep believing in it. I think we have recruited well. We've got a good squad. We've got a good group of players. Good team spirit there, and that will see us through. And I've been through these times before, so I know what they're like. They're never pleasant when they're happening. And quite honestly, sometimes you look down the tunnel, you're looking for the light at the end of it, and you can't necessarily see it, but it comes around. And I'm confident it will.
It's so important, isn't it, for the supporters and the city to get behind the rugby club, and one way that Bristol Sport have backed that is with the clubhouse in the new Lansdown stand. I mean, that's really key for supporters to feel like this is their home. Well,
I said it from a long time back that Bristol Rugby now, the home is at Ashton Gate. This is the 3rd year we've been here. Of course, the stand and the stadium is now complete. Obviously, having said that, there's a few things that still have to be done. Not least of all the kitting out of what we would refer to as the club boom when it happens. And that's just going to be great. It's going to, again, encourage the rugby supporters to come back and enjoy that rugby club atmosphere in if you like, in their own bar, in their own area, and socialise with the players and everything afterwards. But at the end of the day, what we've got to do is we've got to keep building. And there's 3 aspects to what we do. The first is, and very importantly, is the academy. We've got to develop our young players from a very early age. We've got to bring on the rugby playing lads of Bristol and the surrounding areas, bring them up through our academy and get them ready for first team rugby. We have to recruit, and I want us to be recruiting players that are of the younger ilk with potential to develop and grow rather than players coming to the end of the career. But I also recognise we need that experience in the side, so we have to have that balance. And that's what we've got to try and do. When you get promoted, you've got that sort of catch-up period. And it's not so easy to get that right. But the aim this season is to do as well as we can, to finish as high up the league as we can, but to stay in the league. And then, obviously, if we can achieve that, then the following next season, we can plan a lot earlier on and bring the players in to push us on up the league.
It's about looking forward now and not dwelling on what has been in the past, because there is a bright future ahead of Bristol Rugby, albeit with a few challenges along the way.
Yeah, I mean, my involvement in Bristol Rugby came about sort of 3 or 4 years ago, or maybe a little bit longer now, when the club was actually going out of business. And I came along and I helped Chris pull it up from the bootstraps, got it back on its feet again, got it back established, got it challenging for promotion, and now we've got ourselves into the Premiership. All I've seen is failure in Bristol Rugby before, and I've seen a struggle back from there. I don't want to go back to those days. I want to push on. So that is the message. The message is the future, not the past. Of course, we'll uphold the traditions of Bristol Rugby. It's been around for a long time. A lot of people, that's what sport is about, memories. But actually, you only get memories by doing well in the future, so you can look back on them. And I want us to be looking back on the successful, history, but sometime in the future, if that makes sense.